Hello fellow Mythicraft fans, and welcome back to another episode of Mythicraft Tutorials with me, Mythology5. And today we are going to be looking at some brand new Ender Pearl cannon designs that I have made in the new 1.16.2 snapshot, which is very, very helpful to Ender Pearl cannons. The reason it is so helpful is because now we can have Ender Pearls suspended in water columns, which is just so helpful for these in so many ways. And in fact, I think it allowed me to make what may be the most powerful, simple design for an Ender Pearl cannon that exists at the time of this recording. Because this thing is very, very powerful. I mean, it's not Scicraft level, nothing that I could make would be Scicraft level when it comes to this kind of stuff. But yeah, their Ender Pearl cannon is insane. This one is not insane, but it works really well, and it doesn't have issues with sending you into unloaded chunks and stuff like that, so I think it is kind of the perfect cannon for right now. And yeah, this design is just one of the 3 that I've made for this. I know there's 4. The second one is Exumavoids from 2014, I think. I just put it here for comparison, and yeah, I am going to show you these right now. Alright, so first of all, let me address the distances that these go. So the first cannon, as you can see, goes, well, the first dot up there, the gray one above the number 1, is where a normal Ender Pearl will go if thrown from where the first cannon is. Number 1 is where the first cannon goes, number 2 is where the second one goes, which is the Exumavoid one, and number 3 goes to the location in the above the middle there, and the location way down at the bottom. It goes down to the bottom in about 1 out of 2 or 3 shots almost every single time. So if you throw in 3 into the cannon, it will almost certainly end you there, which is good. Number 4 goes in a scatter along that line in that wood color. So those are the distances, and now let's go into what each of the design looks like. As this is a Mythicraft tutorial for 3 different builds, I am not going to actually build all of them. I am just going to show you how to make them just by demonstrating on this, like showing you each part and anything that is particularly notable that you can't see just by looking at it. I will also show you what each one requires and how much it requires for each shot. The first one requires 1 Ender Pearl and these materials to build. This is where you stand, you throw and aim at that torch or near that torch, and it launches you to about here. The way you build it, you have this, 1 block between the place you stand and the observer, which is pointing up into this string. The cobblestone slab is on the lower part of the block above the string. It is for targeting purposes only, as is this, which is 3 blocks from the sticky piston, and it has a redstone torch to aim at. There are 4 redstone between these, with the 4th on this part being underneath the observer, sticky piston, and a slime block. So obviously not very complicated. This design is just the larger version of that, which has more capabilities but is pretty much the same. And the cool thing about this one is that you can actually throw tridents and it shoots them really far, which is fun. This requires these blocks, and you can see them right there. Obviously this is Exumavoid's design, so I don't need to show a tutorial for that, he has that. Then this is my second design, and arguably my best out of these. Each shot requires 32 TNT, and I would suggest 3 or more Ender Pearls. The way this one works is you stand on here, you shift, and you throw down, and there's already 1 in there, so I'll just do 2 more. Then you go back here and press this button, those are launched. As you can see, we landed right around all those other ones for this part, and if we wait a few more seconds, we will end up down there. Here we are. This was a particularly good shot, as you can see. We have ended up way back past where it usually lands. So these aren't especially accurate, but they definitely get you a good distance consistently. This one is built, as you can see here, with all of these dispensers facing inwards and on the top downwards, covered in redstone dust on the top leading back to a button, though the button can be anywhere that is connected to these. Inside of here there is a water stream at the very back, a trapdoor right here. It needs to go down 3 blocks and then have soul sand. These are open fence gates, and they have a block on top and a trapdoor here in this block to align with, and you aim down like that. The water column, where it's full blocks, goes up to right here. The block underneath this one is not there, so the water should not be filling that area apart from flowing downwards. That way the ender pearl gets lodged right there, as I will demonstrate right here. As you can see, it is stuck below the flowing water downwards and the flowing water upwards, and it is not going to move other than when it gets shot by the TNT in there. So that is that design, and as you can see, pretty simple and very powerful and very expensive. The third design that I have, and fourth design that I'm showing here, requires these materials to make, and as you can see, requires 6 TNT and a single ender pearl, so much cheaper than those, but it is also much more variable. So again, throwing more ender pearls is going to make the likeliness of you getting further better, and as you will throw in those and they will get launched, the ones that are going to land the farthest are going to take the longest. So if you shoot a bunch, the farthest you're going to get is going to be the one that takes the longest. So that's the one you're going to end up at in the end. And this one, you stand like this on the iron bar and throw down. And as you can see, these are all actually water, full water blocks, including this top one that is surrounding the iron bar. And as the bubbles do not actually go through it, it means that this gets stuck right there. These are open fence gates. They go down this distance, as you can see right there, and that is 3 blocks. And then at the very bottom you have the soul sand, and here is a slab for the TNT to get stuck on. These are all facing inwards with redstone lines connecting them, and if we press that button, the TNT gets lodged in between those and shoots that way over there. And now we wait. There we go. As you can see, they land mostly nearby where those are, with a concentration quite a ways closer to the machine than the other one. However, it is much cheaper. So those are the 4 designs that I'm showing today, 3 of which are my own and new with 1.16.2 game mechanics, including the ability to throw ender pearls through blocks that do not have collision boxes, such as string, which allows you to detect them like we did in the first design, and as well as the ability to have ender pearls floating on water columns. Well, that is the end of this video, so I hope you've enjoyed. If you did, I would greatly appreciate you liking and subscribing if you enjoyed and would like to see more. I have some other good videos out recently, including my Mythicraft series, where I have been making a giant mountain in the last episode, and that was very cool. So yeah, I hope you checked that out, and I hope you had a good time watching this video. Please let me know if you would like me to do any full tutorials for any of these builds, but I assume it should be fine that I just showed them, and I don't want to take up too much of your time. So, thanks for watching, and see you next time. Bye!